500 partnerships now. There's lots of stories to tell, lots of them. And part of our struggle as PFP is how do we do justice to all of those stories, because they're all different, but they're all equally amazing. But I would like to invite now to the stage Graham and Elizabeth to share their story of Zonkizizwe School.
I don't know how you follow those two young ladies, quite honestly. And I've been to many of these evenings, and I'm always just blown away by those sort of stories. I want to just have a slightly different tack, not so much talk about what we did as a partnership in terms of the school, but rather how the partnership affected me and what my experiences were. Because unashamedly, I would like to encourage every single person who is not yet involved, as from a business side, and principals, if there are principals here who aren't involved, to get involved. So really for me, we all live in South Africa. I've lived here forever, but PFP really highlighted and really put me face to face with reality. The school system, we've heard about it. It is broken. There are too many stories like this where kids are sitting under a tree and trying to learn and do what they need to do. That slide's not very distinct, but it just highlights to me just incredibly how we live in two different worlds. We've got our leafy suburbs on the left, and we've got a township, an informal settlement on the right. And I think the biggest thing about PFP is it takes those of us who are fortunate enough to live in a leafy suburb and exposes us very much to people who don't have that opportunity. The 5 days of training that come as part of the PFP program are, I can say with absolute certainty, the most impactful training that I've done. I've done lots of business courses. I think most of the business leaders here will have done exactly the same. We go on a lot of courses, and never have I been as impacted as we were by these courses. And I think it's because you get hauled out of your business environment where you're the boss. You get placed in an environment with people that you don't normally relate to or associate with, and you're all on an equal level, and you just learn stuff that you can't learn in a business environment, in the sort of formal business environment. It's really operating at the coalface. There's so many programs. I find there's a lot of people who want to get involved, but they don't know how to get involved. They are worried. There's a nervousness. There's money that's available. People don't know where to put the money. And then the end of the year comes, and we've suddenly got to spend our CSR spend, and it's just, let's get this thing done, and the first project that comes along that ticks the boxes gets the money. And that's a great pity, because something like PFP can really direct those funds and really make absolute 100% use of those funds, and in a targeted way, which is of great benefit. I think one of the main things is a wonderful friendship that I've developed with a remarkable woman. I asked her the other day, what did she get out of PFP? And she said, a white friend. There she is at our offices, giving my guys the rundown on how important it is for them to create successful businesses so there's place for her students to come to. I can't tell them that, but she can come in and tell them that, and it has a massive impact. And that's just one of the many things that have happened. And then these kids, I thought actually I've probably missed, I should put my kids on the end there as well, because they also are future. And I'm in a very interesting or very unique position, I think, because I like to say I've got a number of black kids and I've got my own 2 white kids. And I'm able to look at this whole fees must fall, all the stuff that's going on at the moment, because my kids are also at university, And those fires and all that stuff, that picture that Louise put up there, I can see it from both sides. I can see it from the white privileged kids' side, where it's been a bit rough. Cape Town University, you're white and you're privileged, you kind of don't have a voice now, you keep quiet, you sit in the background. And then I can see it from the guys who don't have the resources and who are absolutely trapped and unable to, and you can see where this whole thing is coming from. And to watch it from both sides and experience it from both sides has been a remarkable thing. These kids, and Elizabeth will tell you more about them, we've been able to help all of them in one way or another in terms of furthering their university. And I think that starts a sort of a snowball effect, because Elizabeth always said she wants kids who've come through her school to come back into the community and then lift that whole community. These kids all have done that, and they've achieved some remarkable things, and it's just fantastic to be involved with them. PFP is an antibiotic. It definitely, it gets to the core of the problem. It's not just a little bandage on the top and we hope that the problems are going to go away, which they won't. This thing, I'm convinced, gets to the core of the problem. And that's what makes it so powerful. We can stand up here and we can say, we can throw the blame around in terms of why the school system is where it is, why the money's wasted. We've been through a rough year in 2016. We can throw blame around in all directions, but it's not going to build the country. And I think PFP gives us a platform and an opportunity to actually get stuck in and make a difference in our areas. And I really would encourage you, if you're thinking about it, it will be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And I'm going to hand over to Elizabeth quickly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Elizabeth Masamula, the principal of Zonkizizwe Secondary School. This is the community which has 95% unemployment. And according to our stats, we have 35% of child-headed families and orphans and so on. You can name any type of poverty, our children know it. Now, when PFP came to approach me, I was approached by Dina Kramer because there was a year that the department wanted to take away the principals who are not performing. So they decided to give us mentors. So I had a program before, and when PFP came into being, he recruited me. And just before I could even decide, Graham was in my office and said, Elizabeth, come on, let's do it. Now, this school I had, at the time when we became partners, we had 1,250 learners at a budget of 35,000 per annum, which was given into two halves, 17,500 in May, 17,500 rands in November. And we had to run the school at that amount. And when he arrived to say, I'm your partner, I was so overwhelmed, I didn't even know where to start. But I made one rule and I said, Graham, listen, you are running your factory with a lot of money. Don't bring money here because it's going to confuse us. We don't know what money is, and hang on to that. And when we attended our sessions, all the courses that PFP did, it actually brought the soul out of us. And we realized that there are more important things than any other thing. And that was to deal with our learners with the core things. You must understand that if you have a school where everything is given to them, they receive books, they receive uniform, they receive food, they receive everything. We felt it was about time that our learners had to do something for themselves in order to be better. And that I said to him. So the partnership brought exposure, because most of the learners that we have, they come from KwaZulu-Natal and they learned in Zonkizizwe in the squatter camp. Some of them, they have never been to town and they have never been to anywhere. So we needed an exposure, and we needed to reflect through Graham that if you are offering jobs to people, what are the skills, values, and attitudes that we need as a school that we must be able to give to these learners in order to make it out there. And the first assignment we had We had Mbongiseni, who was the child who received the scholarship and who has beaten all the learners, including yours, the entire Africa. And he had a scholarship to Armenia. So we did the fundraising, and later the boy received the scholarship to the USA. And from there, the 2 years that we have spent together, 2014 and 15, we did not have any projects, but then we were reflecting into ourselves. This year, in fact, last year, that's when we placed our learners into the universities. You will not believe when I tell you that today, as you see this band, we attended the Egurileni Award ceremony. We have our learners who received 7 bachelors and so on. They are given straight scholarship, bursaries and so on. And this is what we need. Not having people visiting your school, it's a disadvantage. When learners see visitors, it shows that, in fact, it's an African thing, because for every visitor who comes to your space, you must be able to put yourself into order. And our school is so orderly that you cannot believe. But then most of all, the possibility that we had as Graham was that we were unable to unleash the potential of the learners despite their adversities. And that's what matters. So for anyone who wants to join, please come to our school so that you experience what is it. And you come and visit their homes where you'll see a one shack in a candle and so on. The bottom line is that God has given all of us talents. It's up to us to use them.
Greetings to the house at large. My name is Vusiso Zulu, a former learner from Zonkizizwe Secondary School. Right now, I can probably say I'm a vet student. I'm doing electrical engineering. I've got a brother here. We've been like friends for a long time. Sizo Ludik, he's also at VETS doing chemical engineering. I don't know. I think I should first share my life story. I grew up in a home of 5, but my father has about 21 children. So you can imagine where I come from. So I've got 2 younger sisters, and most of the time I need to be the one who's in charge at home. So you could tell it is probably difficult for me to engage in my studies. But then throughout meeting people and motivational speakers, I managed to be where I am right now. And I can say in my matric, I did very well. No, not that well, but very well. For instead, I got a 95 and 95 for maths and 94 for physics. Oh, I mean that's it's not that well, but then as Mem said, I had a friend, Mbongiseni Dlamini, who's in US right now. He was so amazing. So I just and this guy too is something else. But then let me just say how this project has helped me on my way. For instance, I got a bursary HSRA, which paid about 55,000. And then I'm at VET, so that only covered about tuition fee only. So I needed a place to stay. I needed something to eat somehow. So for the first month I was traveling, and it was so hard, both of us. And then suddenly, Mr. Graham came to the rescue, and I'm very proud to call him a dad right now. I mean, even in school, I've got friends who say, man, you're black, but then you've got a white dad. And I'm like, so, I mean, it's something like a blessing to me. I mean, he gave us this idea that if you work hard, everything is possible. I mean, if you work hard, then don't let anyone tell you that you can't, because you're coming from this place that is nowhere to be found, you can't go places. I mean, this year we were working on his company, so we were exposed to many things. We were working on a plant. I mean, I was doing engineering in graphics and design at school, so I knew mechanical machines only on paper. So when I got to the real world, there was something else. I couldn't even tell what was happening. So I'm very grateful for that. And I'm even on Friday, I'm going back to school, and that's all possible because of him. And I would like to. And I would like to thank everyone who's here for being who they are. I mean, there's a lot of young people out there who are looking up to you guys. I mean, even on me, there are a lot of young children who are looking at me to say, I mean, if Spusi did it, I can do it again. And if you can do it again, they too can do it. So we are looking up to you guys. So if you don't help us, we'll go nowhere. Thank you.